Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today I have a new episode analysis for you guys. Now this episode analysis is of Ikari Gozen, which was released at San Diego Comic-Con 2019. So basically, this is just a screen recording, or not even a screen recording, this is just a capture of like a screen. So it's as if like you went to the movies and then you brought your phone and recorded it. That's basically what this is. So I mean, it's not gonna stop us from watching the episode, but like the quality is on a whole nother level of bad. So just bear with us here until this episode actually gets released. I mean, there's nothing we could do about it. Now what's funny is this episode was actually played out of order again. Another episode. The past 3 episodes have been out of order. We need to get Feast and Kwame Buster up here because those episodes have some big stuff in it, and I mean, just things have been played out of order and it's kind of annoying. But I'll talk about that more in a little bit here. But I mean, if you haven't seen Ikari Gozen, I'd recommend going to watch it. It's a good episode. It was a plot-filled episode, and I don't know, I feel like I remember people arguing with me, being like, no, just because Kagami's mom is akumatized doesn't mean Kagami's gonna get the dragon miraculous or something. I felt like I remember someone saying that, and I was like, no, it definitely does. But yeah, so basically this was the episode where Kagami got her miraculous. So basically the plot of the episode, or like the basic gist of what was going on, in case you couldn't follow it because it was too blurry or whatever, there's basically like a game that you're paired up with a random buddy, and Marinette happened to be paired up with Kagami this time. It's just completely random, but I mean, we all know that was intentional, obviously. Anyway, you're paired up with a friend, and then you have to follow clues. It all has to do with things like friendship related stuff. So you and your new friend have to do things, and then after you do enough things, then you'll be led to the place where this secret person is, and that secret person happened to be Adrian. And guess what? Both Kagami and Marinette like Adrian, so whoa, something's going on there. Kagami doesn't get it, but Marinette does, and she's like, okay, no, I gotta do something about this. So she just tries to like mess up Kagami as much as she can, and then eventually almost leads to her kumatization, and we can add that to another check of Marinette causing problems, because Marinette seems to cause more problems than she solves. Just kidding. Anyway, no, Kagami didn't end up getting akumatized for a 3rd time. That would have been a 3rd time. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. But it ended up being her mother. So basically Kagami's like hero name is called Ryuko, and she has the Dragon Miraculous. Now what the Dragon Miraculous's power is basically she has 3 different modes, and then just a regular mode with a sword. She has like a storm mode, which is like steam. She's got a lightning mode, which wasn't actually featured in this episode, so we don't exactly know what that is. And then she has a water mode, and basically what this allows her to do is, I believe, this is what I'm like gathering from the episode, basically she can turn into those elements and like control them, manipulate them, and I mean, we see that in this episode. Now, in my opinion, it's kind of OP that she gets like 3 kind of different things, and you know, Marinette only has a lucky charm, Adrian only has a cataclysm, and I mean, the dragon has 3 different things, and you can only use those 3 things once, and I believe after you use all 3, then your timer starts. I don't know for sure, but that makes sense to where you can use all 3, and again, if that is true, that's kind of OP, or maybe it's after you use the first one, or maybe it's something that like like after the first use of the Dragon Miraculous, you only get 1, and then like your timer starts, and then as you get better, it moves to 2, and then to 3, etc. I don't exactly know how it all works because that wasn't really demonstrated in this episode, but basically she has 3 different modes that she can turn into, and then eventually just turns back into herself. So when Ladybug took back Kagami's Miraculous, she said that she likely wasn't going to get the Dragon Miraculous again, simply because Hawkmoth knows her identity. And so basically that's not exactly true, because the finale does feature Kagami, and it's pretty safe to assume that, hey, Kagami will likely get the Miraculous again. Now I know what all of you are thinking right now. You're probably screaming at me saying, oh my gosh, get to the part where we saw Master Fu. And yeah, okay, I'm getting to that right now, so just relax a little bit. So basically, Marinette's first lucky charm was a movie ticket. And the movie ticket, she brought it to the movie theater, and guess what? There was Master Fu. Now here's the thing. Like I said earlier, this episode was played out of order, and so when Master Fu said Hawkmoth knew his identity, like, I started freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Because ever since Party Crasher, it's always bugged me how Master Fu is carrying around the Miracle Box. Like, why did he have it in the cooler in the first place? Why was he taking it out? He, of all people, should know that that's pretty dangerous to do. And the reason for that was because he can't go back to his house. His house, you know, Hawkmoth apparently, from what, or my guess is at least, he knows who Master Fu is, where he lives, etc. So Master Fu just has to live not at his house, and he has to have the Miracle Box with him at all times. So basically, Master Fu is no longer safe because in a certain episode, Hawkmoth learns who he is. And now this is pretty big. Like, this was something that I wish we would have learned in the actual episode that it happened, but I mean, I'm not gonna complain too much. It's funny how this was out of order simply because it was Zag presenting it, so they had complete control over what episode they previewed at San Diego Comic-Con, and this was the one, and they should have known that no episode prior, like the episode that he, you know, was found out by Hawkmoth, they should have known that that episode hadn't aired yet. So it's just kind of funny how they are the ones that's the problem. Like, I'm pretty sure they can tell, like, the TV providers to say, like, hey, don't air the episodes out of order, air them in order, it'll be better. But they're the problem, I think, because, like, clearly they don't care about the order at this point because they just showed an episode clearly out of order. So, I don't know, I thought that was pretty funny. Now, this wouldn't be a Cartoon Apocalypse video if we didn't talk about what episode I think that this will actually occur in. So, basically, there are two possible episodes that this could occur in. Either 1, Kwame Buster, or 2, Feast. Now, Kwame Buster comes before Feast, and so as far as the production order, so I don't know if, like, that matters too much, but let's go ahead and talk about it. So, Kwame Buster's synopsis is, Ladybug and Kitten confront Mr. Mendive, now Kwame Buster. And Feast's synopsis is, when Master Fu's past comes back to haunt him, he takes away Marinette and Adrian's Miraculouses to protect them. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys, I am completely split 50-50 on which episode this could be. Now, usually I have a good guess to, like, which episode it could be, but this time, I'm honestly split 50-50. Now, you're probably like, well, it's obviously Feast, right? Because it says when Master Fu's past comes back to haunt him, you know, he takes away Marinette and Adrian's Miraculous to protect them. It's obviously talking about Master Fu, and I mean, that's it, right? It's just Feast. But here's the thing, Kwame Buster is so generic, it doesn't feature really anything, it's just a very basic description, and that really leaves it open. And Kwame Buster, the name, really is interesting because why would the villain be named Kwame Buster unless if they were going to be busting some Kwames? So that makes me believe Kwame Buster is going to be about Miss Mendive, you know, finding out Kwames and possibly, like, tracking them or something to that effect. Like, kind of like how Sandboy was back in Season 2, how he was kind of able to track, you know, Plague. So that's one of the reasons why I'm, like, kind of hesitant on, like, oh, well, could it be Kwame Buster? I don't exactly know. And here's another reason why I'm a little bit hesitant on just saying it's Feast, simply because I'm pretty sure Feast is going to be the Miraculous swap, simply because, you know, Master Fu takes away Marinette and Adrian's Miraculous, and then there can easily be confusion there when trying to get it back when, you know, they need help. So, I don't know. Honestly, I'm completely split. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you think it's going to be Kwame Buster or Feast? Honestly, at this point in time, it really could be either of them. I'm just trying to think of, like, another reason why it's one or the other, because honestly, just depending on how it goes, it can completely change the way the episode is. Because if he is found out in Kwame Buster, then Feast is going to have him carrying around the miracle box just around, and that could explain how he took away Marinette and Adrian's Miraculous. Since he can't live at his house anymore, you know, he's easily mobile, so he can just easily go over to Marinette's house, take the Miraculous back, and then head over to Adrian's and then take the Miraculous back again. But if it happens in Feast, I mean, the same thing could be true if it happens earlier on in the episode, but again, like, how would that happen? Like, would he have Marinette and Adrian come to his house? Or, like, how does that work? So, really, I see a whole bunch of different ways that it could happen, but I just am split on which one it is. So, again, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. But, yeah, I'm really excited for those 2 episodes. Even if Kwame Buster doesn't have anything, I'm pretty sure Feastles is going to be a good episode no matter what. So even if Kwame Buster isn't like super great, I'm still excited to see like if it will have something like that. But either way, all of the upcoming episodes, I think, in my opinion, for season 3, like the ones that we have left, I think they're all going to be pretty good from this point on, because we've had a lot of filler type episodes this season, partly because they were aired out of order. But I think that we're kind of on the track for like all good episodes from here on out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now, this episode was actually a stepping stone to the finale, because this was improving Marinette and Kagame's relationship with each other. Because at the beginning of the episode, Marinette, you know, wasn't exactly the biggest fan of Kagame, because, you know, she thinks that, you know, her and Adrian are going to get together, etc. And that's a problem, because the finale features Marinette, Adrian, and Kagame together, and they're all hanging out and having fun. And how is that possible if Marinette's just trying to, you know, sabotage Kagame? But this episode is the one that solved it, so, you know, that kind of is a stepping stone towards the finale. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. I'll talk to you in the next video, whenever that is. If you want a separate video talking about, you know, Master Fu and this whole situation, let me know, even though I pretty much explained it in this video. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
You're indecisive, scatterbrained, irresponsible. You have a split personality, typical AB.